Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. A new development at Dodger Stadium is quietly hinting at some troubling news for one of the team's biggest stars. Noah Davis, recently sent down to AAA, has suddenly reappeared in the Dodgers clubhouse. A move that wouldn't make much sense unless there were a roster spot about to open. And given the circumstances, all signs seem to be pointing toward Tyler Glasnow. Though no official announcement has been made, the writing appears to be on the wall. Glasnow, an all-star and a key figure in the Dodgers rotation, seems destined for a stint on the injured list. It's a scenario that fans and teammates alike were hoping to avoid, but the latest clues make it harder and harder to deny. The situation first took a worrying turn on Sunday. Glasnow, known for his towering presence on the mound and his electric stuff, lasted just one inning before shoulder discomfort forced him to leave the game while warming up for the second. It wasn't just a one-off incident, either. In his previous outing, he had to exit early again, this time after pitching only 4 innings, sidelined by leg cramps before he could even throw a pitch in the 5th. For Glasnow, the frustration is palpable. In his own words, he's been battling these mysteries for years, a never-ending cycle of hope, preparation, and physical setbacks. "I'm just obsessed with trying to figure out what's going on," he admitted, clearly exhausted by the ongoing uncertainty. "And it's been like this for a few years, and I'm trying to find a way to stay healthy, and I'll try to do whatever. I just don't really have an answer right now, and I think that's the most frustrating thing. It's not like a lack of trying." The emotional toll was clear as he spoke. There was a raw honesty in his voice, a rare glimpse into the internal struggle athletes often keep hidden. "It's just kind of getting exhausting at this point," he continued. "I know it's probably exhausting for a lot of people, for me especially, but I feel bad for my teammates. I feel bad for people watching. It's a very frustrating situation for me. It's hard." These latest struggles are sadly not new for Glasnow. Just last season, he watched the most critical months slip away from him due to elbow tendonitis, missing not only a significant chunk of the regular season, but also the entirety of the Dodgers' postseason push. For someone whose arm can dominate a game when healthy, the inability to stay on the mound has been a cruel and lingering shadow over his career. Now, the Dodgers face yet another difficult decision. After Sunday's abbreviated start, manager Dave Roberts spoke carefully but candidly about the possibility that an injured list move could be necessary. "We have to get him to a place that we feel, and he feels that when he takes the mound, he can go out there and be the guy that he's capable of being," Roberts explained. "Until we get to that point, I think that the injured list is certainly a conversation. In a clubhouse filled with hope for October glory, the uncertainty around Glasnow casts a long and troubling shadow. No one is saying it out loud yet, but the pieces are already moving behind the scenes. Noah Davis's sudden presence at Dodger Stadium is more than just a roster formality. It's the first domino to fall in what could be a deeply consequential stretch for the Dodgers. The question now is no longer just about whether Glasnow can make his next start. It's about whether he can find a way, any way, to reclaim the health that once made him one of baseball's most feared pitchers. As fans wait for the official word, the clubhouse atmosphere grows heavier by the hour, burdened by the knowledge that one of their most vital arms may soon be sidelined again. All eyes are now on the Dodgers' front office, on Dave Roberts, and on Tyler Glasnow himself. Will he find the answers he's been so desperately searching for? Or is this just another chapter in a painful story that has repeated itself too many times before? One thing is certain. Something is happening in Los Angeles, and the implications could be huge, not just for Glasnow, but for a Dodgers team with championship dreams hanging delicately in the balance. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. The instruction that the Los Angeles Dodgers were not supposed to win. Let that sink in for a moment. Not lose by accident, not fall short due to injuries or bad luck, but actively prevented from taking the crown. The comment came during a candid conversation, the kind of off-script moment where legends like Costas sometimes let their guard down and drop truth bombs that change the way we see the game. He didn't mince words. He didn't soften the blow. The simple, chilling phrase he uttered was enough to cast a heavy cloud over everything we thought we knew about this season, this team, and maybe even the league itself. The order was for the Dodgers not to win. Immediately, questions began swirling. Was he talking about a directive from within the league office? A behind-the-scenes move orchestrated by television executives, desperate for a different narrative? A silent, unspoken agreement among teams, players, or umpires? Or was it something even deeper, something more systemic, a reflection of the power struggles and politics that often lie beneath the polished surface of professional sports? For years, the Dodgers have been a powerhouse franchise, a symbol of consistency and excellence. Year after year, they loaded up on talent, made aggressive moves at the trade deadline, developed young stars through their farm system, and fielded one of the most formidable rosters in all of baseball. They weren't just good, they were great. And with greatness comes expectation. High payrolls, star-studded lineups, and big market pressures have all combined to make the Dodgers not just participants in the MLB postseason, but perennial favorites. So when they falter, when they underperform, when they collapse in October, the shockwaves aren't contained to Los Angeles. They ripple across the entire baseball landscape. And now, thanks to Costas, we have to consider a dark possibility. What if those failures weren't entirely organic? What if there were forces behind the curtain making sure the Dodgers' story ended in heartbreak? Costas didn't elaborate much, which only added fuel to the fire. Was it about ratings? Was it about competitive balance? One of the long-standing criticisms of Major League Baseball has been its inability or unwillingness to maintain a truly level playing field. Big-market teams like the Dodgers, Yankees, and Red Sox often flex their financial muscles, dwarfing the resources available to smaller market clubs. In that context, could there have been an internal effort to engineer a different outcome? Maybe the league didn't want another parade in Los Angeles. Maybe they wanted to see new heroes crowned, fresh markets energized, different merchandise flying off the shelves. And then there's the broader cultural angle. Baseball is desperate to stay relevant in a rapidly changing sports environment. Younger audiences are drifting toward faster-paced, highlight-driven spectacles. The NBA, the NFL, even global soccer are eating into baseball's traditional strongholds. Could it be that MLB executives, fearing a narrative dominated by the same old powers, decided it was time to script a new story, one where the mighty Dodgers stumble and fresh faces take center stage? Of course, conspiracy theories in sports aren't new. From the infamous frozen envelope theory that gifted Patrick Ewing to the New York Knicks, to suspicions around officiating in the NBA and NFL, fans have long suspected that leagues sometimes put a finger on the scale. But hearing it from someone like Bob Costas changes the equation. This isn't a random fan on Twitter connecting dots where none exist. This is a Hall of Fame broadcaster, a man whose entire career has been built on credibility, integrity, and a deep, abiding love for the game. And that's what makes this moment so chilling. Costas isn't a hot take artist. He's not looking for clicks or controversy. If anything, he's old school, a throwback to a time when journalism meant something. So if he says there was an order for the Dodgers not to win, we have to take it seriously. Already, insiders are scrambling for damage control. League representatives have issued generic statements about the integrity of the game, without addressing Costas' comments directly. Dodgers officials, for their part, have been tight-lipped, perhaps aware that any public reaction might only fan the flames. Players, when asked, have largely deflected, sticking to well-rehearsed cliches about controlling what we can control and trusting the process. But the fans aren't buying it. Across social media, Dodgers supporters and baseball traditionalists are demanding answers. They're calling for investigations, transparency, accountability. Some are even speculating about specific games, specific moments, where the Dodgers seemed oddly flat, strangely tentative, suspiciously error-prone. Could there have been subtle pressures applied? Umpiring inconsistencies? Behind-the-scenes distractions? It's worth noting that in recent years, other leagues have faced major credibility crises. The NBA had to deal with Tim Donaghy's betting scandal. The NFL has endured controversies around officiating in crucial playoff games. Baseball itself has seen its share of scandal, from the steroid era to the Astros' sign-stealing debacle. Trust, once broken, is hard to repair. And if the public comes to believe that outcomes are manipulated, even subtly, it cuts to the very heart of why we watch sports at all. At its core, sports are supposed to be the ultimate meritocracy. You win because you're better, because you prepare harder, execute cleaner, want it more. The moment fans believe otherwise, that results are predetermined, that narratives are scripted, the magic is gone. It becomes theater, not competition. That's the high-stakes game Bob Costas has thrust into the spotlight with his 7 chilling words. And whether he meant them as a casual remark, an offhand observation, or a deeply considered judgment, the implications are enormous. In the days and weeks ahead, there will be calls for him to clarify, to explain, to back up his claim with evidence. Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. But the genie is out of the bottle now. Every controversial call, every improbable loss, every October disappointment will now be seen through a different lens. Fans will wonder, whisper doubt. And if there's one thing we know about professional sports, it's that perception can be as powerful as reality. Even if no official investigation is launched, even if no smoking gun is found, the mere suggestion that the Dodgers were ordered not to win is enough to tarnish this season, and perhaps several more to come. As for the Dodgers themselves, they find themselves in an impossible position. If they speak out, they risk appearing like sore losers or conspiracy theorists. If they stay silent, they risk seeming complicit. Either way, the shadow lingers. Bob Costas has always been a storyteller, a keeper of baseball's rich traditions. Ironically, in trying to tell the truth, he may have authored one of the darkest chapters in the sport's modern history. And as the story continues to unfold, one thing is certain: we'll never watch the Dodgers or Major League Baseball the same way again. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.